Well, hello everybody. This is Jason the Nice One, and I just decided to come on an impromptu stream today. I'm very excited. This is actually my first stream, so I'm really excited. And what prompted this was I got some news last night online about the latest developments in the SAG-AFTRA strike. They were meeting earlier this week, and things looked okay. It looked like it was promising, but unfortunately, it was a failure. It's too bad, but I wanted to go over the information that you can also find on the official SAG-AFTRA website. They do have those on there as well, on that and that information about what happened. But I'm going to present some information I got from there, that website, and what happened. So let's just get right on with it. But before we start, please remember to go ahead and hit the like button. I'm hoping that that'll help the channel, as well as the subscribe button, so you can get information and updates on things that are uploaded to the channel. Appreciate your support if you can do that. So now I'm going to go ahead and start on that real quick here. Let me bring this up. Just one moment here. And here we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this on full screen so we can read it, and then we'll go ahead and discuss this real quick here. Okay. It says this was basically to the members of SAG and AFTRA. It says, to our fellow SAG-AFTRA members, it is with profound disappointment that we report the industry CEOs have walked away from the bargaining table after refusing to counter our latest offer. We have negotiated with them in good faith, despite the fact that last week they presented an offer that was shockingly worth less than they proposed before the strike began. Now, this is what really bothered me, that the CEOs that decided to go ahead and come in and have a new offer, and it was less than what they'd offered pre-strike, that caused the strike. I find this very disappointing. This is something I do not understand about what's going on with this particular strike. I've noticed, I'm 56 years old, and I have noticed throughout my lifetime that the lack of respect for the American worker, period, across the board, not just actors, but in all industries, has really declined drastically over the years. And in this particular incident, I mean, the demands that these guys are wanting to do, the things that they're actually not demands, but things that they're wanting to do, it just bugs me. And the two main issues that are happening with this is, of course, a fair wage, to match, cost of living, as well as the issue of AI, artificial intelligence. This is the one that really bugs me. That the CEOs want to sit there and be able to hire an actor, basically, and take, what they've captured on film and photos, whatever they have, with a previous project, and be able to use the actor's image, their voice, everything, in order to create new projects with an AI version of them, and without having to pay the actor for that use. I don't know about you, but that to me is so disgusting and appalling. I can't believe that. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. And I might be unpopular here with this opinion, but I really don't care. That, a lot of people side with the CEOs. Fans just want the strike to be over. Let's get on with it. No, this is really not good, people. I am going to empathetically, not just empathetically, but 100% wholeheartedly I am on the side of SAG and AFTRA, the actors. I'm an actor myself. It's ridiculous what these CEOs want to do, and that they're not willing to do to meet the SAG-AFTRA members, at least halfway. They're not even willing to do that. They walked out of the meetings. This is horrible. Let me go ahead and just move on to the next slide here real quick. Okay, let's bring that up. So these companies refuse to protect performers from being replaced by AI. They refuse to increase your wages to keep up with inflation, and they refuse to share a tiny portion of the immense revenue. Now, people, right there, let me repeat that again. These companies refuse to protect performers from being replaced by AI. They refuse to increase your wages to keep up with inflation, and they refuse to increase your wages to keep up with inflation, and they refuse to share a tiny portion of the immense revenue. Right there. I mean, are you kidding me with that? I just don't understand what's going on here. Why they can't meet with that. And I just want to notice that Val's coming to the stream. Hi, Val. Thank you for coming in and supporting the stream. I'm so glad to see you. I hope you're having a great day. And I agree with you. It really sucks. It really does. This is affecting the whole industry. And it's just horrible. And the big thing is right here, this last sentence. It says to share a tiny portion of the immense revenue your work generates for them. These CEOs just don't get it. If it wasn't for the actors, they wouldn't be getting any money. They wouldn't be earning anything, any revenue or anything. Their entire projects would fail without the actors, without all the other workers alongside them, the backstage, the technical advisor, and the writers, and all of that. It just is ridiculous. And to go on, it says we have made big, meaningful counters on our end, including completely transforming our revenue share proposal, which would cost the companies less than 57 cents per subscriber each year. Now, do you hear that? This is the other big issue, is that the CEOs do not want to pay any residuals for actors that do a show, do a movie, television series that goes on stream. They just pay them the upfront fee, but no residuals. I mean, give me a break. And the proposal that SAG and AFTRA gave to him at this meeting, it would cost the companies less than 57 cents per subscriber each year. They have rejected our proposals and refused to counter. That's the big thing. They don't have any other plan. They don't have an offer. Say, well, this is our count. This is what we want to do. No, they just walk away. I cannot understand that. It really just bugs me to no end that they're not willing to do that. I mean, do you know how much money these streaming services are making? I mean, Netflix alone, Disney Plus, these companies are making a huge amount of money off of streaming services. And this is ridiculous, less than 57 cents per subscriber. I mean, good grief. I mean, come on. And the thing is, the number one rule, I'll tell you this from my perspective, in investing, and this is we're talking in this case, the producers, the studios, the CEOs, the number one cardinal rule in investing is you never invest more than you can afford to lose. It's a risk. And these ladies and gentlemen, are not losing money. That's all. In fact, I mean, like the really successful, highly successful celebrities that you have out there that are very wealthy and all that, which, by the way, despite that, they're walking the picket lines with their fellow actors that don't make that type of money. They're with them all 100%, and they're marching with them and striking with them. But unlike the CEOs, no, they're not doing the same thing. And that's what just absolutely just kills me. And the thing is they diversify their income from their investments. And so, they're living off of the interest off of these investments, and where they diversify in bank accounts, however they do that, where they're living off the interest for the rest of their life. They're not hurting, but they can't give this 57 cents per subscriber. I just don't get it. And they don't offer anything new for that. Let me go ahead and go on here now to the next one. It says instead they use bully tactics. Just tonight, they intentionally misrepresented to the press the cost of the above proposal, overstating it by 60%. 60%. They have done the same with AI, claiming to protect performer consent, but continuing to demand consent on the first day of employment for use of a performer's digital replica for an entire cinematic universe or any franchise. Now, I'm going to read that again. They did the same. They've done the same with AI, claiming to protect performer consent, but continuing to demand consent on the first day of employment for use of a performer's digital replica for an entire cinematic universe or any franchise. Now, this is what I don't understand right here. What is wrong with an actor when they sign their contract, begin their work on a film, television series, whatever it may be, and they have in their contract put in that they do not consent to that happening. They don't want their image used in AI whatsoever. And the CEOs think that is not fair. They said, no, it should not be in the contract. We should be allowed to ask anytime and get their verbal permission. Nothing on paper. That's basic. Now, I might be misinterpreting this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I get out of that statement. That's what they're basically saying. And they're accusing SAG and AFTRA for basically saying, well, they're saying they're for the actor, but really they're not. I mean, this is bully tactics. It's also gaslighting. This is something that just absolutely irritates me. I wanted to go ahead real quick and Val made a statement here, and I love this. Val, I appreciate this. She says, as a business owner, I can understand the side of the studios. They assume all the risk, but 57 cents per subscriber each year. Come on, studios. Val, you're correct. I agree with you 100%. It's understandable. The studios want certain things, but I mean, come on, just 57 cents. Yeah, you're right, Val. I so agree with you on that. And I know you're a business owner. It's like you mentioned to me something about earlier somewhere in a chat, somewhere about how like that's happening with the auto workers. They're basically only given about 32 hours, 35 hours a week. But they're getting paid a living wage. They're getting paid a decent wage, really a decent wage, a living wage. But they're complaining that they're only getting 35 hours. So they 35 hours, whatever that is. So they want to get paid for 40 hours, but not working 40 hours. And so where Val says you can understand the side of the studios. In this case, the auto workers, the CEOs there, you can understand they're complaining about that. Yeah, you earn a fair wage, an honest day's work for an honest day's pay. If you don't work 40 hours, you shouldn't get paid for 40 hours. So I can see that, where, unions can be harmful. They can be bad, and especially, outside of show business. But, but here in SAG-AFTRA is not being unreasonable, not at all. And that's just crazy. And most of these workers that are on strike, these actors are not getting paid a living wage. They're getting paid slave wages. And it's not right. Not right. Okay, let's go on to the next slide here. It says the companies are using the same failed strategy they tried to inflict on the WGA, the Writers Guild Association, putting out misleading information in an attempt to fool our members into abandoning our solidarity and putting pressure on our negotiators. But just like the writers, our members are smarter than that and will not be fooled. That's right. I don't blame them. And let me just like Val just commented here. It says, I will say this though too. There are some actors that need to get their egos, aka paychecks, under control. I get a big name actor pulling off some money at the box office, but okay, that's true. Yeah. You're very right, Val. There's two sides to this. There really is. Yeah, some of them they do have high. Yeah, there's one of the students take the movie a flock big name act. Yeah, I'll go ahead and wait till you finish, Val, and then I'll go ahead and go back over what so I can quote you directly. I'll quote you right. But you're right. The next slide here is we feel the pain that these companies have inflicted on our members. Our strike captains, IATSE, which is the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, Teamsters, and Basic Crafts Union members, and everyone in this industry. We have sacrificed too much to capitulate to their stonewalling and greed. We stand united and ready to negotiate today, tomorrow, and every day. And finally, the last slide says our resolve is unwavering. Join us on picket lines and at solidarity events around the country and let your voices be heard. One day longer, one day stronger, as long as it takes. So you see, that's something that is really amazing to me, what's happening here. And let me go ahead real quick and remove that and go back to that. But well, yeah, I want to go back to what you were saying. Yes, definitely. Yeah, whether or not, yeah, the movie flops, whatever. I hope I'm quoting you right here, Val. But yeah, whether it's a flop or not, they doesn't matter. These big name actors, yes, they don't have any reason to complain. And I think mostly what this is happening here is it's dealing with the extras. I mean, the featured extras that are members, extras, featured extras that are members of SAG, of the union. They're just not getting paid a living wage. They're just getting paid diddly, for their contribution and their work. They should get paid. Some of them work 10 to 12, 16 hours, sometimes 20 hours a day for weeks. And they're getting paid the same as someone that works at McDonald's, or at any type of retail outlet that are just not very much. It's not very much for what they're doing and their image and everything that's being put on film or on screen. And so, but I agree with you. Yeah, there are big name actors out there that aren't supporting. I don't know who specifically, but I know there are quite a bit. There are quite a few. But I stand here with SAG on this one for the most part. Again, this is crazy. This has got we on both sides. I know there's some issues that also they're dealing with. Also, that's not mentioned in those slides. They're wanting to have more representation of other racial groups, ethnic groups, diversity, and allowing more representation of LGBTQIA plus actors and characters and all that. But those things, that bothers me. I said, we need to get this strike over, and let's deal with the money issue and the AI issue. Let's come to an agreement together. Come on, like that, CEOs especially. Come on, stop. Let's really look at this and not be so stubborn. And let's get this done. You can take care of those other things about representation, all that, after the strike is over. I mean, if Broadway can do that, so can you. Broadway took care of that, and there's leaps and bounds happening on Broadway with those issues, and they didn't have to strike about it. It happened on its own. There are ways of doing that without having to strike about that issue, and so that's something. That's something I really hope will happen. That hopefully will happen. I'm sorry I kind of ramble on. It's my first live, but I'm just going off the cuff here. It's just something that really bothers me. I just wish they would get to an agreement and get this over with. But the big thing that I'm trying to not make some predictions here, but I kind of have some theories that what might happen if this continues to go on. The number one issue here is that the Writers Guild, they're done striking. It's over. They've come to an agreement. As I understand that they're just having to vote on it, but it's pretty much looking like it's going to pass. And they're going to start working again. They're going to start writing. They're going to start getting projects ready to go. So when the SAG AFTRA strike ends, they can hit the ground running. But if the CEOs continue to be stubborn, continuing to be not willing to negotiate anything, that this is what they want, they refuse to acquiesce to anything that SAG AFTRA wants. The Writers Guild, it's gonna come back to bite the CEOs in the butt, basically. Bad karma, guys. I mean, the writers can sit there and go on strike again. I don't think they will. I doubt it. But they can sue because there's contracts involved now. It's like now we've ended our strike with you. We've signed contracts. We're writing again and getting these projects ready to go. But now we're not getting paid because the projects aren't going forward. We've gotten paid for our initial work, but now we're not going to get anything for that work because you guys don't want to. Yeah, I predict this is going to end in disaster for the CEOs if they don't do something now. They can't keep being stubborn. This cannot go on. I'm hoping that this doesn't drag on much longer, because it's people's money and time are being involved. And so I'm hoping that this will happen. That's probably one of my theories that I think is going to happen. It's either that or there's things that I think we can do as consumers. Our dollar money means something. We subscribe to the channels. We spend our money, subscribe to these services. We pay our money at the box office. We buy videos, DVDs, purchase at stores and on services to own physical copies of these films. And I think a good way I'm going to start looking at this that some of my friends are doing is to look at who's investing. Who are the investors? These are corporations that are invest in these companies. And especially with advertising dollars and all those things. Especially with streaming services. And to basically let them know, we're not going to support your businesses if the strike continues. It's like you guys are affecting us, as consumers of this material. And he's saying that he's starting to see that could, some friends of mine really think that could make a difference. It has in the past. It's gotten shows back on the air that were going to be canceled and things like that. It's positive. So I think that's what I'm going to look into. And I think if you're really interested, you could look into that as well, to kind of maybe us can all get involved in this and get this strike over with, and to help get it over with. But sorry to ramble on. I just wanted to get on real quick here and to talk about that and to announce this, let people know what's happening. And that so this strike is not over yet. It's unfortunate. I hope it will. And I wanted to thank Val. Thank you for coming into the chat, Val. I appreciate that so much. Appreciate your input. You're right. I agree with you 100%. And for those of you that are going to watch this on replay, please, after the live, please leave comments in the chat. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are, what your maybe predictions are, what you would think might be solutions to the issue. Love to hear your opinions. Love to hear your points of view. I'm always interested in that. But also, hopefully, you'll also go ahead and hit the like button as well. To go ahead and just let you know, next up and for the channel is tomorrow night. Let me bring that up here, that we are going to have, it's the beginning of JTN's Halloween Marathon 2023 is starting tomorrow, and it's going to be Burnt Offerings. That's our first film. I'm excited. I haven't seen this since I was young. I remember really liking it. It's PG, so it's very unusual to have a PG horror film, a ghost haunted mansion story. And my dear friend Katie from Poppin' the Popcorn is going to be joining me on the stream. So I'm very excited. She's basically my partner in this venture, and I'm so appreciative of her help and input. And we'll have some other people from the community coming in every once in a while to come along and join in our fun. This will starting. Usually they will start every Tuesday and Friday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Tomorrow night it's going to start at 5 p.m. Katie and I both have others. Katie has another stream that she needs to get to. She needs some time in between, as well as I've got a family thing that I've got to go to that I forgot about. Whoops. So that we wanted to get done in time for that. So that's what's going to happen next on the channel. I'm also working on some deep dive about The Conjuring, as well, about the Conjuring movies and my viewpoints on those 3 films, the impact they had on me as a first-time viewer of those films, as well as my Scream 6. I keep promising that it's going to come out, people. I promise. I'm just trying to make it good, right, and everything before I upload that, upload that video. But again, I appreciate your support. I'm glad that you came. And when you see this on replay, I hope that you enjoy it as well, and leave comments. But till next time, this is Jason, the Nice One. And I also want to have you please remember this one thing. Please remember this. If you remember in anything, nothing else, you are enough. You are more than enough. It is amazing how enough you really are. Don't ever forget that. Until next time, this is Jason, the Nice One. Talk with you soon. Peace. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to this channel. Please remember to hit the like button, it helps with the algorithms, as well as the subscribe button so that you can be notified when these videos and future ones get posted to the channel. I have also set up a Patreon for this channel. For just a small $5 monthly donation, you can receive some really nice benefits and help the channel to grow. Thank you for supporting the channel in any way that you can. And remember, you are of infinite worth. This world needs you in it. and don't ever let any of the foolishness out there steal your bliss. Until next time, this is Jason the Nice One. Talk with you soon. Peace.